Howdy, it's Mark Attwood here. What's the name of the show? What's that? Mark Attwood Show. Adventures in a Cosmic Suit. How are you? Now, as you know, I love getting people on to talk about their experiences of things that we've discussed on this show over the last 3.5 years. There have been many, many things that I've discussed, especially when it comes to healing. And one of the most amazing things that I ever used or have used and is part of my life now is LifeWave. Right now, don't run away thinking this is just a sales pitch. It isn't. This is serious. These things have been absolutely instrumental in my energy levels, my health, my fitness, everything else. But it's not about, even down to the fact that my neighbor's 76-year-old father had a knee problem, and he came to me one day and he said, "Oh, his dad, he still works, you see, and his dad was in terrible trouble. He couldn't sleep, and it was really disturbing for him because he was just exhausted." And I said, "Well, try this." And I gave him one of there's lots of different patches that you can use, and I gave him one of the patches. I can't remember which one it was. Cheryl's going to be here in a second; she'll tell me. And his sleep just was instantly improved, and his whole life massively improved, which is why I like to talk about this on a regular basis, because Cheryl, hello, Cheryl.
Hey, Mark.
Cheryl introduced me to this, and when she did, it took her about 6 months to get me to talk about it, because I said, well, I've got to try it. I can't talk about anything unless I've tried it. And I eventually did, and we've done 3 or 4 shows on this already, because it's amazing technology. And just explain again, very briefly, what does this do?
That is a self-diagnosing light patch that works from the light in your body. There's nothing on the patch other than some molecules, a little bit of sugar, some things that he actually hits with a frequency of light that freezes it into a structure. And so when it hits your body, it opens up a very specific peptide depending on the structure that he froze it into.
Yeah, well, this one's the X39, which is the daddy.
Yes.
There it is.
The big mama, right?
Big mama. Now,
Yeah.
and this one stimulates copper peptides, stimulates stem cell production.
That's right.
That's the thing. And we had, what was Dr. John, was it?
Yes, John Harmon.
John Harmon was on, and what got me about him is he talked about the fact that it actually solved a heart issue he didn't even know he had.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, go on. Sorry,
and so what I love, I don't think a lot of people understand, is it's probably one of the first preventative products on the market.
Yeah.
It prevents things from happening. The hardest thing is you don't know what it's preventing, right? So you have to just understand the science and get the science and the body connected, so you believe in the process. And I believe in the process so much, it helped. Matter of fact, my husband's colon cancer, it encased it. I know it did, because I talked to super conscious and creator. And when he had this resistance, I said, what is going on here? Why is his stomach so bloated? And it said, he has cancer. It's encapsulated, but the stem cells did their job. And I'm like, really? So he had to have it taken out. It was a big cancer, 13 inches of his colon taken out. Healed in 3 days, by the way, because I patched him in the hospital. Doctor said, what did you do? I don't have orthoscopic people that heal that quick. And 2 weeks later, he said to me, I've never seen this before. The doctor, he goes, it was totally encapsulated. Something compressed it, and we were able to get it out in one whole sum. So,
well, I remember there's been a couple of times in the last couple of years I might have put on Telegram, oh, I've got a hip problem, or I've got,
yes.
I'm not real. And then Cheryl's straight on going, put the patches on, and I slap them all over, and it speeds up recovery enormously quickly. In fact, yeah. I've been so busy that I didn't wear them for a couple of weeks, and I was like, I'm missing some. What am I missing? What am I missing? And I went, because I've been moving around the house, been reorganizing everything, and then I saw the box. And I was like, that's what I'm missing. And
you can start to feel it.
Yeah, I know you do. You miss them.
It's like fuel to your body. Like we were just talking about. It's like if you don't put fuel in your car, it goes nowhere. If you don't put fuel, the GHK copper peptide, into your stem cell, it doesn't go anywhere. They just stagnate. And so this X39 opens up the GHK copper peptide, which puts fuel into that stem cell, which keeps you, it'll self-diagnose. It's the most amazing technology on the market.
No, I totally agree, and that's why the company's grown so much. I'm going to stick another one
Yes.
on because I like a booster here.
Yeah. Is that the X49? What are you
No,
putting?
I'm putting two X39s on because I
Oh,
love
are you?
it.
You go, boy, front and back.
But this is my favorite joke. When people see me like this, they go, "What is that?" And I go, "It's where I unplugged from the Matrix."
That's right. I love it. That's fantastic.
Which is what it is, you know. And I do try not to do sales pitches on my show,
Yeah.
because you know it's a bit cheesy. But when I've tried a product like this, and like my Mirror Mate wristwatch,
Yes.
there are certain things that have just changed my life that I can't. I mean, you look younger than since I last saw you.
Oh, unbelievable.
I
Seriously.
mean, I know
His
you're. I know a gentleman's not supposed to ask a lady's age, but
Oh, I'm 68.
whoa, what?
Mm-hmm. And it's because of the patches. I know it is. Because I just learned the other day the Alavita patch, which is our night time for third eye, it actually opens up hydrochloric glycolic acid in your own skin.
That one.
Yes.
Do you know? Because I shouldn't really do this on a live show, but because I go through some of these and I forget what they're for. And I'm like,
I know, right?
I'll just do a show with Cheryl. That remind me. I mean, I've got that one does what is it? Alaveda does what?
That's Alavita. It's a hair, skin, and nails, but it also opens a very specific peptide that only your pineal gland excretes.
Right. I'm putting this one on right
Put
now.
that right there on your third eye, Mark.
Mind you, I'm not sure my third eye needs it.
It'll help it, but
I have
it'll.
too many visions anyway.
That's a nighttime. Yeah, there you go.
Boom.
It's a great nighttime patch. We only have 2 nighttime patches, really.
Well, look, while we're here, what's the other one?
The sleep patch.
That's the one I gave. So that's why I've not got any left, because I literally gave them to my
Get them
neighbor,
away.
and he comes over a couple of weeks. He says, "Where do I get more of those?" And I'm like, "But that's amazing, right?" Because I'm like, "This is amazing. I wish I could have captured it on camera because
Yeah,
until you try these things, you just don't know. And when you see other people actually get immediate results,
yes.
you're like, well, okay, I'm doing the right thing by telling people about this."
Oh, absolutely. The first 11 months, my husband was on them. I patched him every day, and he asked me every day, do I really need these? These aren't doing anything, Cher. They're not doing anything for me. I don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. You're spending this, you're spending that. And I said, just stay on the patch. I understand the science. Don't stop. And that's when 11 months later, I got super conscious saying, no, the stem cells did their job. They encapsulated it. You're good to go.
So while I'm here, because we're going to bring some people on who've had some experiences of this,
Yes.
the people we're bringing on, did they find out about it through this show?
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so
Yep.
AccuLife, what's that one do?
Oh, AccuLife, honey, that's for horses and animals.
Okay.
It's fantastic. It's like the ice wave.
I'm going to stick it on my cat.
You can stick it on. You can stick any patch on the animals, by the way. People wear them for 12 hours and then put them on their pets. All of them. X39.
That is interesting. What does the, I think I know this one, the carnosine.
Carnosine is for telomeres, extension of the telomeres, and it also is internal wound healing. Ligaments.
Did you hear that? Sorry, did you hear that, gentlemen? The extension of the telomere.
Literally.
Well, I mean, the telomeres are interesting because they're like these little squiggly things. And
That's
they get
right.
shorter and shorter and shorter, and they're the things that actually cause aging.
That's right.
But when you put these on, I've got nowhere left to stick these now. Where am I going to stick this one?
Stick that wherever you want, Mark.
So this one's on the third eye. This one, no, I'm not going to do that joke. Okay, that's going down there. That's good. I'm patched up.
Ready
this
to
isn't
go.
really a show. It's a therapy session for me.
Yeah, the telomere, the carnosine lasts longer, so you don't have to wear it every single day. It's more of an every other day patch, unless you're like Dr. Harmon and had an issue, and that's what helped Tilda's heart. Carnosine is internal wound healing, organ healing.
Oh, it's amazing stuff. And this one, Nirvana.
Nirvana actually is for mood, for people that have anxiety and issues like that. It helps calm their nervous system down. It's amazing.
So you guys that are addicted to cannabis and MDMA, get Nirvana. It's cheaper.
That's right. They're
And there's
coming
no
out with
chemical.
a new system for Nirvana. So that one right now is unavailable because they're revamping that system.
Oh, right. So is this like
So
a...
you're lucky you have one of those. I would have come over to Ireland just to get it.
What I'm saying, this is like a collector's edition. I
Yes,
shouldn't
it
really wear
is.
it. Where should I stick this one?
Nirvana? You can stick that right back here.
Well, I've
Or
already got one here. I've got one here. I've got one here.
put one right here, babe.
Just
Right here
there.
behind your ear. That's
Yeah,
for Nirvana.
I'm getting patched up today, kid.
You're gonna fly out of here.
I'm flying anyway. Okay, this list is SP6 complete. I've never tried this one.
That was one of my favorites. It actually regulates the insulin in your blood. It also
Right. Where am I going to put this one?
that goes on your left foot. You that goes in the inside of your left
That goes
foot.
in my Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, exactly.
My left foot. Ho. Right.
Oh my gosh. It also helps with hormones. So it helps regulate your hormones and all that. It's amazing. Helps for carbohydrate craving. So it pulls that carbohydrate craving out because it helps with the insulin. We have so many type 2 diabetes have reversed because of the SP6.
The SP6. Okay, so here's my left foot. Where do I stick it?
Right inside, on the inside by your...
There.
Right, yes, right there.
Right there.
Perfect. Yep, right there. Oh my gosh, son.
I'm getting patched up, baby. There you go.
I love it.
Where's the camera? Come here.
That's perfect. I can see it.
Gee, I need a cameraman. Come here. Or woman, whatever.
There you go.
There you go. Look at that foot. Beautiful. Have we got any more? Oh, hang on. The X49.
That's that actually creates a Faraday cage around you.
I thought that was the X39.
No, the X39 is stem cells. The X49 is a sister stem cell. It's the AHK copper peptide. Oh, and it works against the negative and positive ions, and it creates a Faraday cage.
Where can I stick this one?
Right here.
I've got no room. I've got no room there.
You could double stack it.
Could I? Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm going to double stack it, baby.
Double stack it. And that'll work on lean body mass, by the way. So you'll create lean body mass and lose fat at the same time.
We all need a bit of that.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. Double stacked her.
I exited the Matrix twice.
Probably many times, Mark.
I know. What about Ice Wave? What does that do?
Ice Wave is instant pain relief. So if you have a cold muscle or whatever, that's what that does.
Hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm learning loads. Because every 3 or 4 months, Cheryl goes, "Oh, I've got to teach Mark how to use this."
That's right. I've got to re-educate him.
Oh, this one's good. Why age Aeon?
Oh, why? That's total body inflammation. So the X39 and the Eon work so well together because you got to pull inflammation down to let those stem cells come in.
Well, that's why I want to get this stuff into the healing centers because this is going to compound, because we've got the hyperbaric oxygen chambers in, we've got the Orinoco quantum healing, but we're about to get the trifecta red light bed, which
oh, I love that thing.
Yeah, and I was talking to Dr. Carl Rothschild the other day, and he was saying, with the oxygen and with this, with that, it just compounds everything. It's like amazing just because it speeds all up. And there is someone in the UK who's currently using red light with the oxygen, and I think all of these things stacked up. Help enormously. So
the LifeWave actually complements and works beautifully with all modalities because it's opening up the things in your body that you need to continue what those things started. The oxygen chamber, the red light. Once you get into those and really kick it in, you stay with your patches and it will just compound.
Well, let's just hit that point home because it's so oh God, I've forgotten what I was going to say. And then you really triggered something there, and then it just flew out of my head.
How they all work synergistically together.
Is there a patch for memory loss?
You got them all on, Mark.
No, that's probably what's going on. I'm like, no, I mean, no. I know what I was going to say. So when I first came across this, I was skeptical, and I was like, what? I put a plaster on, and then what? It stimulates my stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you look at like stem cell injection, I mean, I got an email off somebody the other day, said that they were in deep shit, illness wise, and they were paying a lot of money for intravenous vitamin C, for example, because they got cancer.
Mhm.
And it's like crazy because you put this stuff in and then your body just gets rid of it immediately.
Right.
What these do is make your body produce the things that it is supposed to produce, but
Right.
but as you get older, the production goes down, and then
That's
you
right.
age and you die, and this sort of keeps you alive longer. That's what I like about them, because it's just helping the body do what it's supposed to do.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if you don't give it what it needs, then it's not going to heal. But it's kind of like the sun. When the sun hits it, it opens up that peptide that creates vitamin D. That's exactly what each patch does. It opens up a very specific peptide that gives your own creation. It creates its own of whatever it is. Like, I don't take any vitamins. I take a multimineral. I get out in the sun, and the only one I would take would be vitamin C. If I get feeling kind of like down or something, I do vitamin C, but that's it.
Yeah,
Your body makes everything else.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem in Ireland is there's very little sun. It's like 15 minutes of sun.
Hey, Pittsburgh's the second city in the world with the most cloudy days.
Well, we're gonna bring some people on. We've got some friends here. We've got Sherrye. Hi, Sherrye.
Hi.
Sorry, are we interrupting your makeup session?
No, I think I look great for you guys because I feel marvelous.
Well, that's good to hear. Why is that, Sherrye?
I'm delighted to meet you, Mark.
You too.
Probably a year ago, my husband's son heard your podcast. My husband, who moved in with my daughter to care for me last October, brought the patches to me in January of this year, 10 months ago. Prior to that, I was a Washington lawyer. Please don't hold that against me.
Wow.
I started building with other people, building houses. I had a couple of construction accidents, concussions. I was then diagnosed by January of this year with early onset Alzheimer's. I had dementia. I had bladder and bowel problems that kept me in my home. I had people bringing me food. My husband and daughter moved in to care for me because I was a goner.
Wow.
And I had seen my mother go this route and live the last 10 or 15 years of her life in a chair. I prayed a lot for God to heal me or let me go. So 10 months ago, my husband came in and he was talking stem cell activating patches. I said, get them. Because many years ago, I had had a stem cell injection in my neck that fixed my neck from a...
And that must have cost a lot of money. Well, did it?
It wasn't that bad in Williamsburg 10 years ago because they were bringing it into the town. I was the first person at the table, got the discount, that whole thing. $4,000. Same shot today, $8,000.
That's still a lot of money. I know you're a Washington lawyer and that's not a lot of money to you, but to most people, $4,000 is a huge amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you've got a 30-year-old neck problem and you can't sleep at night or turn and see traffic, you can't drive. I was going to. I'd spent thousands on pillows. But the bottom line is I was in really bad shape. And my husband told my daughter, Rachel, prepare yourself. I don't think your mother's going to make it. The problem was I was going to make it and I was going to sit in a chair for the last 10 or 15 years of my life like I saw my mother. I couldn't raise my arm. I had rotator cuff issues so badly that to get the one plate of food I ate a day out of the microwave, I had to use 2 arms to lift this arm. Wow. I wouldn't leave my home.
Well, I hope you stopped using the microwave.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but back then I was afraid to turn on a gas stove. I was afraid to use a toaster oven because I was scared to death about everything starting a fire. It was not cool.
Mm-hmm.
But so what happened was I started wearing the patches, and Cheryl, Kathy, and I have kind of talked about this. I think what happened was my gut healed because clearly I had intestinal lining problems. It changes over every 7 days. On the 8th day, my husband said I walked out of my bedroom. He said I was clear and coherent, and it was as if I was never sick.
Wow.
Now, I didn't get out at that point. People were banging my door down to buy every patch I got in, went out the door. So I had quite a few people signing up under me, people who helped me, painters and yard people and my friends and neighbors, and people were signing up. So Dr. Harmon called me. Kathy had him call, and he helped me because at that point, somewhere around the 4 week, so I was on X39 alone for a month. Around the 4 to 6 week, I added Eon for inflammation because of the shoulder. Because as Cheryl knows, yes, your stem cells will go to where you have inflammation. We stuck Eon on the shoulder. I could raise my arm, but it's still like, you know.
I've just put my sock on because my foot's cold.
Good.
So the bottom line is I was basically a one-patch wonder for the first 4 weeks, and people were banging my door down to get what I had. So I've launched Williamsburg, Virginia. Everybody who's patching in Williamsburg is under me. A truck driver got a salon, and those folks are sending patches to China by the 2-year.
All right, we don't say that here. We say this. China.
Okay. China. Anyway, bottom line is I'm going on a few social media and radio and television shows here soon. I traveled the country after I got well. I went to Boulder, Colorado, Aspen, 2 weeks. I went to Niagara Falls. I was at Florida, in Orlando, and my life has come back to me, and boy, am I happy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I
I love doing these shows because I never know what anybody's going to say. And that, I mean, you couldn't write it.
That's right.
Well, thank you for sharing that story, Sherrye.
Story, yeah. I'm kind of a miracle story, and it doesn't work that fast for everyone, but I cannot shut up about it.
Well, that's why I still do the shows, because it makes such a difference to me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm going to talk about it. Let's bring somebody else on. Let's see if Linda's been waiting a while. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Mark.
How's it going?
How are you? Oh, good. Real good. Couldn't be happier.
Well, that's
for
good
a
to
lot
hear.
of reasons.
Go on, then. Tell us your story.
Well, in 1973, I was in a really bad car accident. I totaled my car. And then around 1991, I started going to a chiropractor. But in 2007, I asked my chiropractor, why does my pelvis not stay in place? And he has to put it in place every time I go. So he said, well, you had some major trauma to your pelvic region. And I said, no, I've never broken a bone, nothing. And then I remembered the car accident. I had a little TR250 sports car, and a guy in a van hit right behind the driver's side door, spun the car around at least once, maybe twice, I'm not too sure. And he came running over, get out. And I was so dizzy. And then I realized my shoes were off. My shoes that I had tied onto my feet were in the back of the car. My glasses were in the back of the car. So I told my chiropractor, and he said, that's called major trauma. I said, oh, okay. So now we know I had major trauma. And that's probably the reason that I ended up having 9 miscarriages, because my pelvis wouldn't stay in place. And
Somebody's phone's going off. Is that your phone?
I'm sorry?
Was it, whose phone was that?
Not
I don't
mine.
know.
Not mine.
Not mine.
Sorry, there was a bit of a noise over you there, Linda. Carry on.
Oh, okay. I've had triple bypass surgery, and my scar, of course, is evident. But since I've been doing the patches, my scar is just about gone. A little bit darker pink on the top, the first couple inches, and a little darker pink on the bottom. And in the middle, it's like completely gone. It just looks like normal skin, which is amazing.
Wow.
Oh, I wanted to tell you, since we moved to Idaho, I have a new chiropractor, and he is just out of school. So, you know, he knows all the latest and stuff. Well, anyway, he was pressing on my derriere, these 2 pressure points, and they're called sacroiliac joints, posterior, superior, iliac spine bilateral.
I have a superior posterior.
Okay.
Yes, you have a superior posterior.
Actually, I do too. That's another story if you want to hear that one. Anyway, it's also known as the PSIS. So anyway, when my chiropractor would press on that, these are 2 points, one on each side of your derriere. And when he would push on it, it would send, the pain would be so bad, it would send me to the moon. And I think I would cringe and stuff because, you know, he would try to avoid it, but that's how you open up your sacroiliac, if I can say it, and the sciatic, and that's how you keep your legs functioning and everything else. So after being on the patch for, let's see, it was my 4th day, I put the patch right on that pain area, the PSIS, on both sides, and it in two days in a row, and the next day completely gone. The pain was completely gone, and it's still gone. So when I go to the chiropractor, he can press on that all he wants, and it doesn't send me to the moon. And then the other day when I was there, he told me that between my shoulder blades, that's another area that was all tight. And since I've been patching, he says, finally it's open, which will lead, I have neuropathy, so that will lead to the healing of my neuropathy. So what I like about the patches, they're fast and it's easy. It's very, very easy to put it on.
Well, that is a really good point, because I've got behind this wall, I've got lots of different equipment. And this is one of the reasons why I'm remodeling the house, because I've got all this stuff, and I don't, you know, sometimes I don't know where did I put the where did I put the magic wand? Where did I put the, you know? And I've got I've got some things there that are like, I've enjoyed using, but some of them are such a faff. You know, you could be at it for like 40, 45 minutes. These things, you just slap them on and get on with your day.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
It's a no-brainer.
And Cheryl spends a lot of time with the patches, unlike me. And you hear this all the time, don't you?
Oh,
there's a lot of beeping going on.
I know.
Yeah, is somebody trying to come in on or something?
No, everybody's muted apart from us. It's very strange.
Oh.
Yes, so you hear this a lot, right, Cheryl?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the speed of it is amazing. How fast. And a lot of people go one patch wonders like Sherrye, a couple people are months. My husband, almost a year. So you have to just stay with it. It's the most preventative product I've ever had. You don't know what it's preventing.
Yeah.
So stay with it. You understand the science behind it, so your mind and body connects. But it does little things too, Linda. I mean, how many times did you said you couldn't lift an arm, or you couldn't do this, or you couldn't do that? And their mind-brain connections firing.
That, and I had, when moving here to Idaho, I ended up with sinus trouble. I think the 2nd day on the patch, that's it. It's gone. I don't have it.
Yep.
2nd day on the patch. Second day.
So
well, I just want to tell the viewers, there's another really cool aspect to this, because I don't want to bring back any trauma, Linda, but is this the car that you were driving in 1973?
Oh, a TR 250? Yeah, Triumph, a British Leyland. Yeah.
I know. That's an amazing car.
Those are
It is. I loved it. This guy totaled it. Yeah.
Muddy fun.
And 5 speed. I loved it. It was great. I loved that car.
Well, I love Triumphs. I'm a petrol head, so I'm a piston head, whatever you call it.
No, it won't bring back any trauma.
Good. Well, I just thought that. I was like,
you know, that was 50 years ago. I think I'm over that. But
wow.
Anyway.
Well, the little boy in me was like, I want to look at this car, and then I thought,
I still have the gear shift knob.
Oh, do you?
I sure do. In my desk,
that's cool.
I still have it. Triumph.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that story, Linda. Really appreciate it. And great.
You're welcome.
Great. Amazing. Keep going. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I definitely will. I mean, this is amazing. People are foolish if they don't try it. Don't be afraid. Just do it. It's so easy. It's so easy.
Well, it makes me very happy to hear this, because, you know, when I started this channel and I talked about things like this, sometimes there's a part of me that's very English. It's just like, or, you know, because it's a multi-level marketing company, I don't want to be accused of this, that, and the other. But I got very clear about this about 2 years ago, and it was really like, guys, if you're watching this, you go, it's another MLM. Listen, multi-level marketing is people powered.
Yep.
Right. I'm going to say that. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I've been working in marketing for many, many years. I wrote a book about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the thing is, a percentage of every single product that you buy goes to Google, goes to
right.
Facebook, goes to the newspapers, goes to the media companies. The reason they hate MLM, multi-level marketing, is because they're cut out of the equation.
Mhm.
That's why MLM is a phenomenal sovereign business model. So anybody leaving comments moaning about that,
Let it go.
let it go. Let it go.
Yeah,
So
just
listen,
let it
Linda,
go. Yeah.
thank you, Linda. I'm going to bring in Paul Booth now, if that's all right. So I'll see you later. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
God bless you. Really appreciate that.
Bye, Linda.
Hi, Paul. How you doing? Oh, I muted you. Sorry, mate. I'll just unmute you. There you go. Because I did that earlier.
There you go.
There we go.
Hey.
Let's put a bit of light on the subject. There you go.
Yeah, let's illumine us.
A bit better.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing amazing. In fact, I feel so good I could wrestle a squirrel.
A whole squirrel.
Where are you? Where are you, Paul? Where are you in the world?
I'm in Exeter. Exeter.
Oh, I was there only a few months ago. I love it there.
Yeah, it's a good place. Good place. I'm from
Beautiful.
Manchester.
The cathedral and all of that is beautiful there, isn't it? The restaurants around there are lovely. You're from Manchester. Whereabouts?
Sale.
I know Sale. I know Sale well. And Exeter. That's it. I've got you pegged.
I mean, it's not a bad place, but I was desperate to escape, and having looked around a bit, because I was in another MLM which was very successful and gave me the money to go and live anywhere that I wanted. So
Right.
Nice.
hoping that this will do the same. Well, I know this will do the same. It's just taking me a little bit longer than you to I haven't quite got the contacts, and I can give you lots of other excuses as well if you'd like. But
Well, the thing is, it's when you've got a product that works like this,
Yeah.
it's actually pretty easy. Because I got involved in MLM 35 years ago for a record company, and they were making rubbish records, and I couldn't understand why it worked. And then I realized it was because the product was shit.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You gotta have a good product.
Yeah.
So what's your story with the product, Paul?
Well, I was in dire straits. I'm 70 next year, and so I was moving on a little bit. And the worst thing was I had a muzzy head, and I used to get neck ache, eye ache, and headache almost every day. Some days it was so bad I would just lie on the sofa and not even be. When it was really bad, I couldn't even watch TV, and you can't get more passive than that. But I certainly couldn't write or make phone calls or wash the pots. So the effort was just too much, and it would vary. Some days okay, but maybe 5 out of 7 days, and it was getting worse. That's the thing. And I was desperate and trying anything and everything to just get my head back. Sometimes I just want to stick a knife in my skull. Anyway, fortunately, a friend of mine who is an avid follower of yours, Mark, was watching the original, I think, on the stem cells.
It was about a year ago, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah.
But I think he'd been on it a couple of months before he contacted me. But as soon as I heard about it and I watched the video and you were on it and Sherrye was on it, and I just ordered immediately because it just looked fantastic. And the thought that it was an MLM and I could actually start earning some money as well as get my health back. I mean, what a double whammy, fantastic new life, hope. But, just that my whole future has opened up. So from being in a state of total despair, thinking that I was going to live the rest of my life as a vegetable, I'm now going out doing things. So yeah, it's been great. So I don't get my muzzy head or neck ache or eye ache anymore. All my senses have improved. The last thing that happened was I was driving at night and I thought, have I got my glasses on? And I tapped my forehead to see, like you do. And I didn't have my glasses on, but I could read the number plate of the car in front. I thought, that's strange, because I've been wearing night glasses for years. And then I thought, I wonder if I can get home without crashing. And I did. So I don't need to wear night glasses anymore. It's the energy as well, the mental energy and physical energy that are just so good. I
well,
mean,
I'm having the same problem with, well, not the same problem, but the same issue with flying, because I have to put these on to see the instruments and then take them off because I've got this thing. But I've noticed my eyesight's getting going the other way in the
Oh,
last year.
good.
Yeah.
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 I still haven't quite got, I
No.
still do this in a restaurant with the menu, but it feels like it's not going downhill, it's going back.
Carnosine right here at night directly helps eyesight.
Give me a second.
Carnosine right here, right next to your.
You need Cheryl on tap. That's what you need. Right.
It'll help eyesight. It's
I'm gonna
amazing.
look.
Yeah.
right, I've made a note of that because,
No.
like you, Mark, I'm often using my iPad without glasses now.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
So
Well, that's
but
amazing.
I am a bit worried though, because I'm driving like a 40-year-old at the moment instead of a 70-year-old. And if it carries on like this, I'll be driving like a 20-year-old soon. And I used to be a boy racer, and that's dangerous.
It is. Well, driving like a 20-year-old is nothing to write home about. You want to be driving like a 27-year-old Ayrton Senna. That's what you want to be driving.
Okay, I'll go for that. I'll go for that.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I'll go for that. And then I'll shave all this up and I'll do Nigel Mansell.
Whilst I'm quickly on, Mark, I would ask you if you could maybe give me 5 minutes at the end of this to go over a couple of things to try and get my business and your income increasing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, actually, we should. I'll put a couple of links near this video. If you guys watching this just want to buy the patches, you can click that link. But if you want to get involved in this, then I'll put a link up for Cheryl's. I think I did a page for this, so I'll put that link up.
Yes.
And then and then Cheryl can tell you about the Zooms and webinars and things like that, because she does a lot of these.
Right.
And keeps everybody boosted along, because there's loads of, on the business side of things, we've got people all over the world doing this now and doing really well, haven't we?
Yes. Oh.
In places where it's never been.
Estonia, Little Pizza in Australia, everywhere. It's like crazy. Yeah. But Mark, you did a show one time just to help people with the marketing aspect of it.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, we recorded that, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we could send Paul that.
Yeah, we could do that. We can have a chat. We can do all of that.
Yeah.
I'd still like a little chat at the end, if that's possible, Mark.
It is. Donnie's there in the back, but I can't see his video, so I can't bring Donnie on without a video.
Oh, you can't see Donnie? Oh, okay. Because he's been texting.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Right, Paul. You hang
okay.
on in the studio. I'll speak to you afterwards. Let's bring Donnie on now. Thank you very much for sharing that. Hi, Donnie. How you doing?
Hey, Donnie.
Oh,
no, lift it up.
Did I mute you?
There you go.
There he is.
Because I can't see anything. It says the meeting is disconnected.
No, we can see you. We can hear you.
Oh, all right. I see everybody now.
Okay, good. Okay, Mark, this is Donnie, one of my best friends' brothers. He's been on the patch, but he is a very kind of like you were. He goes in and he tests his blood, he goes to the doctor, he does all the right things, and his testimony was just amazing, and I wanted him to share it with you.
Great.
Okay.
So I started taking the patches because Beth gave them to me, and I really didn't look into them. I just trusted my sister, and I was using the X39 and the glutathione patch and the Aeon or whatever. Is that what it's called?
Eon, yeah.
Eon. So in any case, I just put them on every day, and it was probably a couple months, and I wasn't really even paying attention to what they were doing and I feel pretty good. I've been feeling better and better. And the one thing I noticed is I've been dealing with a degenerative hip for probably 15 years since my oldest daughter was born. And I just kind of got through the days, and I found ways to help with certain parts of inflammation and things, but I would ice it, and I couldn't lay on my left hip at all. And I had a couple of stem cell injections and things like that. And I would get BPC 157 shot in it every month. Well, I started thinking that the BPC must be having a cumulative effect, because I suddenly was feeling really, really good, and my hip wasn't hurting. And I would like wake up laying on my left side and think, oh no, I'm gonna suffer today. And I wasn't having pain. And then I get my blood work done probably, I don't know, every couple months. And the doctor that reviews my blood work, he was shocked at some of the readings. And the one thing that kind of opened my eyes up to these patches, he told me my glutathione reading was 800. And he said, he asked me if I was getting intravenous IVs. And I said, I get occasional vitamin IVs and I'll do NAD every once in a while, but I don't know that I'm getting glutathione. And I honestly, at that point when I was talking to him, I didn't even remember that I put that patch under my belly button every day.
Yeah.
And he couldn't figure it out because he said he struggles to find supplements that you could take orally that will help your glutathione get that high. Because the highest reading it could be is like, I think 830.
Yes.
And usually people are in the low hundreds and 200s when they're my age.
Yep.
And so that kind of made me think like, wow, these patches are really working. And then during my last blood work thing, when he went over it with me, he said my inflammation in my body was gone. And he told me I was reversing my epigenetics, and he wanted to have a call to just kind of go over exactly what I'm doing. And here, I wasn't, because I really don't pay attention to this. I'm just putting them on and kind of going through my day. And I give them away all the time. And because I kept thinking to myself, these things can't be working like this. So I wanted to just make sure it wasn't me having like, where I'm mentally telling myself they're working. And that's it. I wanted to know for sure. So I own a company, and I had a guy sitting in the office, and he was telling me his back was hurting, and I gave him some of the Ice Wave patches, and he put them on. He's a younger guy. He hurt his back in the military, and he thinks I'm crazy because I do all this holistic stuff and things like that. And a lot of the people that work for me do, but he put them on, and within 15 minutes, he said, my back doesn't hurt. And then he called me from his car or his truck on the way home, wanting to know what these things were, because he wanted to look it up. And my operations manager was sitting by him when I gave them to him, and she just signed up to get them from Cheryl because she bought them for herself and her father. So, I mean, like I said, they really work. And the fact that I don't have any pain in my body, and I played sports and just thought that I beat myself up, so I'm supposed to feel bad. I don't feel bad these days, and I feel better and better. And I think the patches have a lot to do with, I do a lot of other stuff. Like I have a grounding mat on my bed, and just.
No, you're the same as me. I've got all of that.
He has everything.
It all accumulates, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I had an oxygen tub built where it infuses oxygen into my water. And you can soak in the tub and get oxygen in your body and just stuff like that. But I don't do it all the time because it's inconvenient.
Yes.
And you're busy. And it's like, unless I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I have to make a decision. Do I exercise or do I go in the tub? And it's just hard to do everything. But the patches are really convenient. And you put them on and you just start noticing. And as I keep using different ones and doing them more and more, I really figure out that these things work. And I like giving them away because I get a kick out of watching people that have pain put those patches on, and they see it work, and they're like, this is unbelievable. Like I went to the chiropractor last week, and his shoulder was hurting, and I was like, wait. And I got up and I went and got the Ice Wave patches out of my bag, and I put them on his arm, and he was like, yeah, it's unbelievable. They're working. Yeah. And he has constant or chronic, I guess, issues with his bicep tendon. So, I don't know. I just, in the energy patches, I keep those at work. And when my people are tired, I give them to them, and they perk them up. And one of the guys was taking them home, and he gave them to his college son who had a hangover. And he said the kid put them on when he was hungover. It made his hangover go away.
Yeah.
So
which patch was that?
The energy
patch.
You should have that, Mark.
I should carry that around with me all the time, really.
That's right. Yeah.
But I don't know. So the blood work thing kind of threw me for a loop. Because the glutathione is an important thing. And I just thought if it's in everything I was reading, unless you're getting IVs all the time with it, it's hard to get it into your system.
Yeah.
And the fact that that patch worked like that, I was shocked. Now I was doing things to help my liver, and that's what makes the glutathione.
Yeah.
So I did a liver cleanse and things like that. But I was shocked at how well, or at having a reading that was 800. Well, my doctor actually made me realize that that's not normal.
Yeah, it's not normal.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge, Donnie. And I think too, I want people to understand that when you get a IV of glutathione, it's not yours. It's a synthetic or one that they created. So when you could put a patch on and open up your own glutathione, it's 300 times more powerful and effective. So you will raise your glutathione level by 300% within an hour. Okay. And glutathione is a direct connection to your lifespan.
Yeah.
So it's powerful, Donnie. That's great.
Yeah, it's amazing, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I lost weight, and I keep trying to figure out. So I got back from vacation in July, and I just thought, I saw videos. I was doing push-ups with my kids on the beach, just playing around. And when my wife took the video of it, I just was like, wow, you're just really out of shape,
Yeah.
And you don't realize it because you're just busy and you're working, you have kids. And I exercise, but I was just maintaining. And I thought, I'm gonna change. I want to lose some weight. And I weighed about 245 pounds. And all I did was I started doing some intermittent fasting, where I skipped breakfast, and I lost 30 pounds, and the weight is just falling off of me. And then Cheryl was telling me that those energy patches help burn fat.
Mm-hmm.
And because I feel like I'm losing all the visceral fat on my body.
Yep.
Like I'm starting to get like stomach muscles, but I'm not like working on my abs. Like it's just coming back from muscle memory or whatever it is. And I'm trying to work out as much as I can, but only a couple days a week.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. And the stem cell, I think, has a lot to do with just feeling like you have more energy all the time.
Yeah.
And then you feel like doing more.
Donnie, I remember Bethy telling me you go somewhere and everybody thinks you're reverse aging.
Yeah.
You look like, and that's what
That's happening to me. Every time I
Yeah.
meet people, they're saying you're getting younger.
You're younger.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that's what's funny. We were at dinner, and I hadn't seen my wife's best friend and her husband, and one of Beth's friends were there, and I know her, and I hadn't seen Maria probably in 2 years, and she was like, wow, you look like you're 40 years old. And I was just like, well, I don't know. And then, but being with the other guys, and they're all my age, I'm just looking around, I'm thinking, you guys do look really old, and we all own businesses and have same type of life. And the one guy, he literally texted me and just said, you need to tell me exactly what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I just told him about the grounding mat, and I told him about these patches. And I don't know if he signed up to buy them. I doubt he's going to try to sell them, but he'll definitely be purchasing them.
Start on them. Yeah.
Yeah. And but yeah, I get a kick out of telling people things, because it's almost like the shock value. And then when they find out these things work, they're kind of like, it's interesting to watch how they react to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. And that's a brilliant story. Where are you, Donnie, by the way?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're all making me miss America.
Yay. Come and visit Pittsburgh.
Well, I love America. I was supposed to come over to, where was it?
I know. Kentucky or Tennessee or
Nashville, but I couldn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of tied to the to this at the moment, but it's.
Oh yeah, and you know what, Donnie? He is opening up wellness centers and he's franchising them.
Yeah, 500 franchise inquiries so far. We're putting all that together. It's mind blowing, and we're going to put the life.
He has oxygen chamber and amazing.
Like chirotherapy and stuff like that.
No, we opened a healing center about 6 months ago with hyperbaric oxygen chambers in, because hyperbaric oxygen is 350 years old as a technology. You can't argue with it. It's like a bridge, because it's not woo-woo, it's not crazy, it's not new tech, it's old tech, but it's more affordable. And we created we created a donation-based business model so nobody gets turned away, and it's just gone really, really well. And we've had 500 people plus who are interested in doing it all over the world. So we're kind of busy with that right now.
Yeah. And what other modality you're bringing in is
But we're bringing we've got a thing called the Orinoco, which I've done a couple of shows on, which is it's based on the work of M.T. Kesh, who's an Iranian nuclear physicist, which he open sourced this technology, which is photonic energy. So it captures the energy of the sun within salt water in layers of copper to create a life force energy field that interacts with your consciousness and your life force energy.
wow.
and has quite a profound effect. And we're about to import the first trifecta red light bed from the States, which will be in there, which is incredible for weight loss, but it also heals really fast, and that'll get people in just to lose weight, and then they're going to go, oh. I mean, there's one guy I interviewed, the inventor of that, Dr. Carl Rothschild, a couple of weeks ago, and he told about a guy who had a pacemaker and been having a heart attack every week for 12 years, and then he had 5 minutes in the bed, and he's not had a heart attack in the last 8 months now. So it does amazing stuff. But I didn't want to become a healer. I didn't think I was ever going to be a healer, or a guy that has a healing sensor. But that's just the way it's gone in the last 3 years, because we've all had to get more interested in how to take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been a really, really positive thing about the last 3.5 years. But we're on 52 minutes, and I've got children to feed, and I'm run out of time. I really appreciate you coming on, Donnie. Thank you, Sherrye. Let's just say goodbye to everybody. Thank you, Linda.
Bye, Sherrye.
Thank you, Paul.
Bye,
Preet, I can't see you there, but I haven't got time to bring you on, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for being here. Paul, email me because I haven't got time. I've got to go and feed my children. Really appreciate everything. Thanks, Cheryl, and God bless everybody. Thanks for watching, and check the links below the video if you want to get involved in LifeWave. As Linda said, you'd be crazy if you didn't.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.